Okay. Um, for the project, you could do a questionnaire, but you could also search. So what I did was I asked 25 students their favorite color, their height in inches, and their arm span. So favorite color would be the qualitative data because it is not a number. The qualitative data, in order to use graphs, you need to put it into a frequency table. And so I put the outcomes. So now if you're getting too many different answers so that there's a lot of ones and twos, you could make it multiple choice. If I asked favorite band, there would be so many different answers, so I would make that one multiple choice. So red, there was 6. Green, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just wanted to double check. There was 11. Blue, there was 3. Pink, 2, and purple, 1. So they should add up to 25. Well, this is going to add up to 24 because so mine have 24. It should be 25. Um, if you want to use a frequency table in your outline, you can highlight it, and then right here, you can go down to all borders, and it'll put the lines if you'd like. You can even change the colors of each one. And so on. Any of the graphs we learned where you use the frequency table, most common are you highlight it, you go to insert, pie chart. I like this 3D one. But you do want to have your percents in there. So notice some of these have percents. That one has percents. You can click here to get more. Then you can highlight again and insert. Bar graph is a good one for data. Again, I like the 3D. You can click here. This will help you change colors if you'd like. I like, and that one's kind of cool. You can click on here and change the title. So the qualitative data, you want to do the graphs you learned from Excel. For the quantitative data, you want to use Desmos. So this qualitative data, that would take care of number 1 on project 1. Number 2 wants quantitative data, mean, median, standard deviation, and range. Histogram and box plot. So I'm going to, for number 2, you only want 1 data set. So I'm going to use height. Now, depending on your computer, you might not be able to copy and paste it to Desmos. You might have to type it. So instead of typing it in Excel, just type right into Desmos. Um, Control C, and then to go to Desmos on your search engine, just type desmos.com. Click on Graphing Calculator, and then I like to use L for my list, and Control V. So when you are doing these, if you were not able to copy and paste for your homework, then just type it in here rather than typing it in Excel. Notice you use a square bracket and you want to use a variable. You can use any variable. I could have used H for height. And then you put all of your items in, like mean. There's my mean. If you're not sure of them, you can bring this table up, go to function, and then statistics. There's mean, median. I don't remember if I said range. Oh, I have it in front of me. Yes. For range, you have to do max minus min and no capital letters. Well, you can have capital letters, but their words are not capitalized. So that's the range. Standard deviation. For standard deviation, there's two of them. Normally it's only a sample, so you use this one. If you had an entire population, you would use this one. So that's the standard deviation. Graphs, box plot. Now, if you want your box plot a little wider, this down. I like to uncheck out, exclude outliers, because if there's an outlier, I like to see it. Notice that you can't see the graph. If you click the magnifying glass, it'll zoom it for us. If I excluded outliers, yeah, see, then it wouldn't include this piece of data. And I like to see the stretch, so include your outliers. If you don't want it that narrow, you can change the height. Offset just moves it up or down, so if I wanted it below the axis, I could click -2 and it moves it down. Then my histogram could go on top. Histogram. And there's my histogram. Now, right now my width is 1, so it's showing them all separate. You want to change your width. When you click on it, then it puts the 1 there. Technically, you should use your range, which our range was 19. And then how many bars do you want? So 19 divided by, maybe I want 5 bars. That looks pretty good. But you can just practice, put different values in there until it looks the way you want to look. That's one thing about statistics is you really have to look at the units when you're looking at people's graphs because they can change things to make them look more to their advantage. Oh. And those are the graphs for number 2. Number 3 is a pair. Now you could do them separately, but let me bring my sheet up. I did them together. Like whatever my values were for my second question, I asked another question so they would go together. But you do not have to do it that way. One student had done favorite style of tattoo. Then she asked how many tattoos they had and what the most expensive tattoo was. Or no, yeah, well, that was one person. Another one asked how many tattoos they have and then the length of the tattoo and the cost. So for her third part, she had length of tattoo and cost. So it's up to you, but the third one, you have to have some type, hope to have some type of relationship. Now, again, if you would need to type them into Desmos, you could just go straight there. You don't have to type them in Excel. You highlight both sets of data, or you type both sets of data in Desmos. In Desmos, go down here. If you have to type it in, go to this plus sign and table, and then you can type right into the table. If you're able to copy and paste, you can just do Control V and it will paste them. And there they are. To get the trend line, you just click these three dots right here. Here's your equation, there's your R, and there's your graph. But if you have any questions, let me know.